Bilateral cooperation with China as one of the very strong countries that we have strong ties with them in the environmental field. Egypt foresees that this is very important to the world, to keep aligned with China. We have a very strategic cooperation with China at the international level.
The two countries also have extensive economic ties. China is the largest exporter to Egypt and a major investor in the North African nation.
Chinese-Egyptian relations are not only strong on the political and economic spheres, but also China plays a pivotal role in Egypt's 2050 strategy to counter climate change.
That's why cooperation on environment dominated our conversation with Egypt's Environment Minister Yasmine Fouad, especially given that China is involved in the preparation for the COP27 climate conference in Sharm el-Sheikh in November.
The transformation of Green Sharm has been supported by China, the Ministry of Environment, by providing energy efficient bulbs, street lighting, cooling technologies, so that we are moving that COP into a more environmentally friendly.
Though the Egyptian minister hasn't visited the Asian nation before, she works closely with her Chinese counterparts.
In my capacity as being the ex-president of the CBD COP14, I handed over to my colleague from China last October to tackle the biodiversity COP15 that will take place in December.
China will be given special status at the COP27 climate conference because of its leading role in protecting biodiversity.
China is tackling the issue of biodiversity that will be discussed in Montreal in December for the endorsement for what we call the post-2020 framework for biodiversity. And Egypt is hosting the climate change COP27 in November. Building upon each other is very important. And that's why we were very keen to have a full dedicated day within our thematic day for biodiversity and give that opportunity to our Chinese friends and colleagues to stress on their points so that we come up really with successful COP27 and CBD COP15, because we cannot delink the two issues from one another.
China is a partner in multi-billion-dollar eco-friendly projects. It's building Egypt's first monorail, first high-speed train, first electric bus, in addition to investments in Benban, one of the largest solar parks in the world, and will soon help Egypt roll out its first locally produced electric vehicle.
China is working with Egypt on very different and diverse projects, whether in transportation and other fields in renewable energy. How do you describe this cooperation?
I describe the transfer of the technology from China to Egypt in the area of renewable energy is an outstanding one, but should be further replicated and upscaled. These kind of technologies, we need not only the transfer, but also the know-how, so that by the time we start implementing that within the next few years, we call them affordable technologies that could be localized and upscaled.
President Xi Jinping's campaign to protect the environment is viewed as a pivotal one for Egypt's food security, as the country moves to benefit from China's expertise and knowledge.
That area relates to two things: to agriculture, what kind of crops that we would need to produce with that kind of heat wave, and these need research and technology. Reuse of water also is one part, and water desalination by using the renewable energy could be one comparative advantage for an opportunity for further cooperation between China and Egypt.
If there's one thing that collaboration between the two nations on environmental issues has shown, it is that ties between China and Egypt will only get stronger. Yasser Hakim for CGTN, Cairo.